Early afternoon show was good with everybody. What's going on? You know we back in this thing. I can't wait to get rid of this. Man, look, y'all don't know the troubles I'll be going through with this chair, man. Like the little quirks and stuff you go through with making a show and establishing a YouTube channel, man. You gotta laugh to keep them crying, I promise you. But welcome to Kush Equilibrium. I am your always smoking host. Oops, the great. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. Welcome or welcome back, all that good stuff. We're gonna smoke and do what we always do, talk about, so this ish. This is the second sports topic, but it's the last sports topic of the day. I think what I want to do is establish a pattern to where I knock out one or two sports topics earlier on in the day. At least the morning topic will be a sports one, and then we get back to our hip hop and all that other little, you know what. But oh man, like it's weird being up like this much since earlier today. But I found it'd be crazy how YouTube be working. It would come through your little algorithm or whatever. But I found, what was it, Marcellus, Wiley, that dude TV. They had an interesting conversation about somebody that I feel like be going under the radar, low key being a sleazeball. And based on the thumbnail, you know who I'm talking about. Like, I don't think people ever really said what needed to be said when it comes to Stephen A. Smith. And especially with what Shannon Sharpe is going through, homie just seem a little more sleazy-ish, if that's a word, but it ain't really. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna do what we do. We're gonna smoke and we're gonna react to Marcellus Wiley, who's in the industry, and he seems to be in the industry in a way to where those higher up in the industry don't really like the way he going about it, because he's kind of unapologetic. You can't sell him on the goofy. You can't sell him on the goofy, and that's why we reacting to him, because I want to react to stuff that reflects this channel, and you can't sell me on the goofy. So let me get these ears on. Put these ears on. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, all that other good stuff. I don't like saying it, but I gotta say it because YouTube want me to say it, and I want YouTube to stay outside the gates and we stay inside the gates and do our thing. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't smoking, if you is, wait, I see. This pen be having me jacked up. I can't say stuff right, but if you're smoking, light it up. If you're drinking, pull it up. We grown, so let's get to the business. I gotta say my line. That's my line. That's my line. I like grown folks to be grown. Kick your feet up. You know what I'm saying? Take your shoes off, kick your feet up, get comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Unbuckle that top buckle. You know what I'm saying? Let your gut hang out. It's all good. It's all good. We comfortable. We smoking, we chilling. We gonna talk about this ish and let's get to it. Damn.
I didn't like that Stephen A. did that.
Oh, let's go.
I didn't like that because I get it. You want to speak out about it because it's the biggest thing in sports, and you work with this guy. But this thing's in that he could have just not said.
Like what?
Like I was in the meeting with Bob Iger or one of them, Jimmy Pitaro, whatever, one of the guys. He was like, I can't protect you, but I wasn't there. I hope he didn't do it. You don't got to, because now what you're doing is like you like painting the picture. Like, okay, this might be true. And then you just putting that narrative out there with the bosses that he's going to be out of there. Like, he could have just not said any of that and said,
They just gave him $100 million. He's in the room.
He's a company man. He could have just not said anything. He could have just not said anything. If it's my boy and he's going through that, I'm just not going to say that.
But those are the forces.
I'm going to just sit this one out.
Those are the forces. You have an opportunity.
Make you say something. You got a platform. You have to speak on it.
You can speak.
He said something important and it got glossed over. Hold on, let's go back.
I'm just not gonna say that. But if it's my boy and he's going through that, I'm just not gonna say that. If it's my boy and he's going through that, I'm just not gonna say that.
That's established this out the gate. Shannon Sharpe was never Stephen A's man. They had a business relationship. They was never tight. I don't think Stephen A tight with anybody. And the crazy part is I think a lot of people around Stephen A know that he about the money. He'll sell anybody upriver. I think look, when I say anybody, I mean anybody. He would sell anybody up the river. So I'm low-key not even surprised how Stephen A been out here responding. Make no mistake, they was in competition. I'm going to let them keep cooking and then I'm going to say what I'm going to say. But make no mistake, Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharpe might have worked on the same show, but they were not on the same team at all.
But those are the forces.
I'm going to just sit this one out.
Those are the forces. You have an
Opportunity.
opportunity.
Make you say something. You
Dog.
got a platform. You
can
have to speak on it.
You can speak on it without saying certain things.
No, that's true. That's
And
Oh,
it sounded like
absolutely.
it almost
That's
came
real.
across like he was throwing him under.
Yeah, no, that's real.
And it was like, you didn't have to do
The
that.
way I saw it, and look, everybody know that I look at Stephen A. like I know him and then I know it. And I don't like it, but I like him. So like I'll just be like, you
If you can't really understand what he meant by that, it's like liking the person, but not liking the industry in the person. And that just ties back to Stephen A. He's industry first. A friend, third. Second gotta stay empty. Stephen A. Smith. Think about it, all the changes that ESPN has gone through over the years. Stephen A. still there. But it's easy to keep somebody around where they don't have a limit on what they not willing to do. They like, I don't want to use the phrase shuck and jive, but if the phrase applies, you know? No, we got to talk serious. Let's be honest. You know what, look, I'm gonna let them cook because I'm ready to say some stuff that I feel like I need to say. I'm gonna say it, but I'm gonna let him cook so that way when I say it, it don't look like, oh, you just being an extra and shit.
You ain't gonna like me because I'm never gonna stop talking about you versus it. That moment was a manipulation and an undercut of Shannon Sharpe. It was intentional because he's sophisticated enough to know how not to do that. When I see you talk about Jay-Z and you vouching for something that happened 20, 30 years ago, allegedly, that didn't even happen, but maybe that's your confidence. And it ain't affecting your bottom line, so I'm going there for Jay. But then this affects your bottom line, and you literally already said you had a conversation with your bosses. This affects your bottom line, and you literally are bottom line, so I'm going there for Jay. But then this affects your bottom line, and you literally already said you had a conversation with your bosses, which I think the conversation was like, yeah, come on, Stephen A., you know what it is. Like, we can't do this. Now, you go figure out how to say that because you brought him here, and you were attached to him. But then he comes out, and he's just like, look, I don't know, innocence or guilt, which is already something you were saying Jay-Z couldn't have done this. I was like, but you didn't say,
I know Jay-Z.
I know Jay-Z. You know Shannon. Oh, you don't?
Right.
We don't? Oh, you don't?
Right.
We don't? Oh, you don't?
Right.
We don't?
I try to tell y'all. You could watch Stephen A. Smith for years. I question if he got any industry people that really jive with him. Like any us's. Like when I seen Stephen A. Smith go on the Gilbert Arena show, I'm like, oh, he about to milk them. He needs some kind of cachet. Because I promise you, him going on Gilbert Arena show, they was doing more for him than he was doing for them. They was looking out for him. Because don't nobody watch the Stephen A. Smith show like that on YouTube. Bro, I don't. I don't even all the way like Gilbert Arenas like that, but I definitely watched the show. I definitely watched the show. It's a good show. Like, why would I not watch it? I'm not like that Stephen A. Smith show ain't much better than what's the guy? Lil Wayne's little buddy. I can't think of homie name. Skip Bayless. They the same thing. The same quality. Same thing. Almost they look the same, but they don't. They feel the same. He needed all the cachet he could get. I'm gonna let him cook a little bit, and then I'm gonna go on and get my 1-2.
I wasn't there.
I wasn't there. And I'm like, dog, if my boy ever said I wasn't there, you just saying anything could have happened.
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't want Stephen A. to lose $20 million and all that, and I don't want Shannon to be the reason. But I also don't want you to be the reason Shannon don't get $100 million.
Right.
By not being his boy in that moment. So play it. Play it. If you don't know, you don't know. You don't say, I don't know, and that's why I'm saying I know I got to say something.
Plus, he was used.
In that instance, it would have been better for Stephen A. to say nothing. Say nothing. Because you saying stuff the way you said it makes the whole situation look weirder. But I had questions once that deal was announced, $100 million. After we watched Stephen A. Smith swing his you know what's around like he was king of the sports media world. And now all of a sudden, your right hand man, at least y'all thought that. Now he about to get a deal, a nice little, juicy deal. You get a lot of Hennessy with that. I knew that could. My antennas got on there. Stephen A. reeks of arrogance, and he tiny, so he got the little man complex. He's a little man. He got the little man complex. So with the antennas got me going like, when you gonna start hating? Wait for you to play your role. When you gonna start hating? I see. I mean, I know it's in you. Did y'all not get there? I ain't the only one on Gilligan's Island, am I? Like this, little bit more cooking, and then we gonna get to my point.
Using words to soften his own stance. I sent that to you. He was like, it made me uncomfortable. Yeah. What the fuck does that mean?
It
made you uncomfortable.
The boss has already told you it's in for him. Do you want to get some of this too?
Exactly.
And you're like, no, I ain't feel good about that.
Right
as soon as he did that, I was like, oh, he washed his hands of his boy completely. Which means they probably weren't boys to begin with. It was transactional.
We knew they weren't boys. Remember when Shannon was gone from Fox, and Shannon was running with this narrative, and I let him run. Me and him even got on the phone. I was like, I ain't got nothing to say.
And he outed him. I know where you're going.
Shannon had everybody fooled that he had mutually agreed to leave Fox and walked away. And then Stephen A. gonna go somewhere and say, he got fired and I hooked him up.
Uh-huh.
Make sure we remember in our history right.
Stephen A. gonna go somewhere and say, he got fired and I hooked him up.
Uh-huh.
And then Stephen A. gonna go somewhere and say, he got fired and I hooked him up.
Uh-huh.
Is that not hater-like activity? Is that not hater-like activity? I don't want to kill their thunder. They about to go right where I needed to go. So just, is that not hater-like activity? Come on now. Let's be honest. I hope you're enjoying your smoke, whatever you're smoking on. You know what I'm saying? You're feeling good. You're feeling great. You know what I'm saying? It's early in the afternoon. You got your feet up. We talking. We chilling. Is that not a hater?
I was like, and I ain't called Shannon back on that or nothing like that. I was like, that ain't my business, but y'all got something to talk about. And at that moment, I knew this was just like, yo, Shannon is popping. We popping. Let's pop together. But that don't mean we rock together.
I think it was the opposite. I don't think they was popping. I think Shannon was. And
you don't think First Take was popping? It still was number one. Don't do that.
Anybody that was really still watching it like that.
I don't watch it either, but number one is number one.
But you know what? I'm gonna tell you, back at like 10 years ago, I worked at this job where ESPN would just run all day. Nobody was actually watching it.
That's still today.
I got what Young Bull was saying, because before I did the whole full cord cutting and stopped messing with cable like that and just went fully download and streaming and whatnot, I would find myself sometimes going to ESPN because I'm a dude. Like, I like sports. So I'll go to ESPN and not be watching it. It's just on. And I think that plays into what does that not make it easier to be number one? You willing to just put me on your TV and not watch? I'm playing on your TV while you on the porch smoking or outside cutting the grass. They still getting credit for those views and whatnot. Like, and I question them little TV numbers anyway. But I digress. They almost done with it.
Dang.
I know. My point is, there's a difference between you having ratings and having cultural impact.
Oh, relevance.
And sometimes you have ratings just because it's a popular channel and it's just on. But people were actually watching Shannon. I don't know if people were actually watching Stephen A. like that. But that's a good point. Yeah, I'm just, thank you, appreciate that. But with Stephen A., I think he felt the pressure of the impact of Shannon and what they was doing over there. Right. So as soon as he was out, it was like, oh yeah, now I could be the big homie again. Because
that's all I need to get to. That's all I need to get to. I mean, let's cut now. I can go and say what I need to say. I can go and say what I need to say. I had to let him cook a little bit. Let me get to what I want to say. It's like that moment where you're like, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but like, man, I'm going to call a spade a spade. Stephen A. is a fucking wave writer. And that man Wave been dying for a long time. And he saw Shannon Sharpe over there. Plenty of motion going for him. But he was stuck with a hater already because them two haters was once with each other and now he's stuck with the other half. That don't work out. Over Tom Brady, which is crazy. Think about this before we keep going. The reason Shannon Sharpe ain't still killing it at FS1 is Tom Brady, an argument over Tom Brady because somebody was a fan of Tom Brady that was to the point where you would how you get to the point where you fanboy to the degree that you willing to disrespect a legend in person. Let's understand the context of how he became not there anymore. Skip Bayless chose being a fan of Tom Brady over the success of partnering with Shannon Sharpe. That is what happened. Let's establish that now. And the ultimate opportunist and Stephen A. Smith saw it and was like, yo, not only can I get him over here, but I could do it in a way that make it look like I looked out. Because let's be honest, his name been questionable for a minute in the black community. We all been like, I don't know about you, dog. You don't really rock with us like that. And he saw an opportunity to make it look like, oh, I'm always down for my people. I saw my people needed me, and I helped out my people out. And that's all that him bringing Shannon over did, was to make him look good like he care about black people. He do not. He care about green. The ultimate opportunist. And Shannon Sharpe went and proved that he not that sharp and got himself in some trouble. And the first thing, Shuck and Jive go and do is Shuck and Jive. Because Mr. OBKB himself, and you don't know what I mean, you need to watch some slavery movies. Because that man sold Shannon Sharpe out so fast. It's we should all almost have whiplash. He got rid of that man so quick. That's some kind of loyalty. I think Shannon Sharpe will be all right. He'll be all right though. Another part I want to bring up real quick before we get out of here. Appreciate y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. But I want to bring up a point because I've been hearing people get on Shannon Sharpe about the age difference of these young ladies. She's 19. I don't know how old Shannon Sharpe is. Let's see how old is Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe's 56. She 18. Shit. Woo. That's weird to me. I ain't gonna lie. That is weird to me. But I feel like people overbeating that drum. Let me tell you why. Because there's an age disparity in another well-known relationship, and I don't hear no yelling or screaming about it. Bill Belichick is 73 years old. He's 73. His girlfriend's 24. It's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. I don't try to maintain another man's bedroom. That's just weird energy. It got it in me to do it. Whether he did or didn't do it, I mean, yeah, I'm sure he probably did some freaky stuff, but I do feel like being extra nasty seem to be getting brothers in trouble. And I'm gonna say something controversial when it comes to Shannon Sharpe thing. Look, I watched the OJ trial. I know this probably ain't cool to say, but one thing that ain't never been in my history is a white woman. I'm sorry, but history has shown me through too many examples that leads to trouble for us as black men. I don't do it. I don't condone it. I don't co-sign it. However, black women, before y'all get your pom-poms out and say, all right, go on, black man. I mean, still, let me get that subscription though. But we all got our own. I'm just gonna say we got our own personal preferences, okay? Mine's happen to be mixed. You know what I'm saying? I like variety. I don't want you to be 100% in nothing. I'll take a good 50-50. It's like a raffle. It's a better chance that one day I'm gonna wake up and I actually want to see you and enjoy you and like you. And the other 50%, you know what I'm saying? You might be something else. We don't know. Variety. That's all I got. But I say all that to say this so we can get out of here because I'm high. I hope y'all high. Appreciate y'all pulling up and watching your boy. I say all that to say this. It's no accident all this stuff is coming out. I can't prove it. We can't prove it. I feel like somewhere behind the scenes, I don't believe Stephen A. Smith's hands is clean in this. The reporting of the deal and how all this shake out just screams either Shannon Sharpe is getting extorted or somebody's hating on him from the bushes. And I'm leaning towards more of it ain't extortion, it's somebody hating on him from the bushes before he got too big. And I can't take my eyes off of Stephen A. Smith. And I think he that manipulative and devious to do it. Again, this is my theory. This is my opinion. The opinions of Oops Are Great is not the opinions of OTG Media and its affiliates. I got to say that because I got potential deals in the works depending on me turning this into the numbers that they want to see. So I say that, I'm saying this carefully. Stephen A. backstabbing little squirrel. He can't be trusted. I feel like he the opposition of the black people. Because he shuck and jive and he does things in deceitful ways and then tries to look like something else in public. And I don't think that's it's about as fake as his hairline. He should be doing the same shit I'm doing by now, and he's still holding on for the sake of holding on. Yeah, that's all I got on that. That's all I got on that. I just wanted to get my opinions out on there because it's like nobody paying attention. Everybody watching one hand and they fall into the same trap that people often fall into and not watching the other hand. And the other hand is Stephen A. The other hand is Stephen A. It's treachery. But I'm Oops the Great. This was Cool Shit Equilibrium. I appreciate y'all pulling up the smoke with your boy. And I'll get at y'all, bro.